Hello, welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. Here comes the latest updates. According to the information from the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the Free Trade Agreement between Vietnam and the European Union (EVFTA) is expected to be ratified by the National Assembly on May the 20th, the first day of the ninth session of the 14th National Assembly. In order to support the ratification of the EVFTA agreement, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has actively coordinated with the Government Office and the Office of the President to prepare relevant contents to be included in the official dossiers to submit to the National Assembly for approval of EVFTA agreement. The Ministry of Industry and Trade proactively observes the EU approval situation and the process, thereby timely updating changes related to the ratification of the Vietnam's EVFTA agreement. Earlier, on March the 30th, 2020, the European Council also approved the EVFTA agreement, completing the final legal procedure under the EU internal approval process. Accordingly, EVFTA will only need to be ratified by the Vietnamese National Assembly, and the two sides will complete the notification procedure in accordance with the provisions of the agreement. Then the agreement will officially take effect for both EU and Vietnam. Yesterday, online public services to support people and businesses having difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic were implemented on the National Public Service Portal. It is expected that the new public services on the National Public Service Portal will support about 4 million workers and employees facing difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic and shorten the implementation term from 6 to 10 working days for each case compared to the direct deployment. At the same time, through channels of receiving feedback and recommendations, these public services will support the Vietnam Fatherland Front at all levels to monitor the implementation of the state support packages under Resolution 42 and Decision 15. Yesterday, Deputy Minister of Transport Nguyễn Ngọc Đông had a meeting with the People's Committee of Đồng Nai Province, Investor and Project Management Boards of the key transport works in the province, including Dầu Dây Phan Thiết Highway and Dầu Dây Overpass intersection. The Dầu Dây Phan Thiết Expressway goes through Đồng Nai Province with a length of 51.5 kilometers, passing through 4 districts of Xuân Lộc, Cẩm Mỹ, Thống Nhất, and Long Khánh City. Up to now, the districts have basically completed the compensation plan and the compensation payment. Particularly, Xuân Lộc district still has more than 350 compensation cases, with a total amount of nearly 770 billion Vietnam dong. Đồng Nai People's Committee proposed the Ministry of Transport to approve the compensation plan soon. For the project of Dầu Dây Overpass intersection, the province requests the investor to soon transfer the land clearance compensation fund. For the project of Dầu Dây Overpass intersection, Deputy Minister Nguyễn Ngọc Đông required transferring the remaining 19 billion Vietnam dong to the locality before May the 16th, and required the Thống Nhất District People's Committee deployed to recover and hand over the site before May the 20th. For the Dầu Dây Phan Thiết Expressway project, the Thăng Long Management Board is required to coordinate with the Xuân Lộc District People's Committee to formulate a detailed resettlement plan, limiting and minimizing the temporary resident problems of the people. The additional figures released yesterday by the UK Office for National Statistics continued to push the number of COVID-19 deaths in the country up, surpassing 40,000. According to figures released by British government officials, an additional 627 patients have died from the COVID-19 pandemic, bringing the total of deaths to 32,692 since the beginning of the pandemic. However, the Office for National Statistics earlier published a completely different figure. Accordingly, additional surveys by May the 9th across the United Kingdom show that the actual number of COVID-19 deaths in the country has reached 40,496, far exceeding that of other countries in Europe. This discrepancy is because the Office for National Statistics added suspected deaths related to COVID-19 of those who may have had COVID-19 but were not treated promptly. Yesterday, the U.S. House of Representatives, controlled by the Democratic Party, announced a bill worth more than $3 trillion to minimize the impact of COVID-19 with the funding for states, businesses, and families. The new bill includes $1 trillion alongside support for state and local governments that are hit hard by the pandemic. The bill also includes $75 billion for testing, direct payments of up to $6,000 per household in the United States, $10 billion in emergency grants for small businesses, and $25 billion for U.S. Postal Service. The bill would also expand enhanced federal unemployment payments until January 2021. As planned, the U.S. House of Representatives will vote on May the 15th. However, this bill is not likely to be passed by the Republican-controlled Senate. That's all our news for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.